Placing aside part of your income and see it grow over time seems to be a difficult task, and indeed it is for many people. In this video, I'm going to share with you three things. One of them is how to save, or like how to improve your saving strategies. And then the second one will be the three principles you have to follow if I told you how to improve your saving strategies. And then the third one I'll share is how to get away with the basic needs expenses, because usually you have to spend. You can't run away without spending. You have basic needs. uh, I'm going to leave timestamps for those of you who want to run to each of these sections, and I'll try to keep this video as short as possible, straight to point. So let's start with number one, with how to improve your saving strategies. Three steps you have to take. One of them is setting a goal. If you don't have a goal, clearly you will fail, because you don't know what's the use of that money. Why are you even saving anyways? So set a clear goal. It should be specific and measurable within a definite time frame. Yeah, maybe you want to acquire a certain asset within a period of 8 months. So run down the numbers and it will guide you to know how much you need to save per month. And that per month is what I call the specific goal, because the specific goal guides you to achieving your main goal. So you have to know, how much do I save per month to achieve my main goal of having such and such amount of money at the end of the time frame. Number two is that do a budgeting plan. You can use your Google Forms. I'll leave a template down in the description, or you can use the old school format of using pen and paper and then draw your rows and columns and see how you're going to spend over a period of time, with your savings and investments inclusive, so that you don't make a mistake of misusing your money. Then number three is that I would recommend you set aside automatic withdrawal account, where you have your money getting into this one account at the paycheck date, and then it is split to different accounts, like different expense accounts, maybe to mortgage, investments, then insurance and others. You can also do it manually, like when you receive the hard cash or withdrawing it from the bank, and then you do it manually with your pen and paper and know this portion of money is going to insurance, this portion of money is going to mortgage, this portion to investments, like that. You have to find a way to cope up with the situation. I invite you to subscribe and drop a like to this video to support the channel. Then the second thing here I'm looking at is the principles you have to follow when saving, like during your saving program or your saving period. There are principles you have to put in your mind so that you don't miss out. Number one, I would say, is that don't indulge in expensive goods or luxurious commodities. Maybe you want a watch worth millions, unless it's going to give you a certain value and it's going to help you in your whatever you're going to do. But don't indulge in expensive goods. If it gives you health comfort, well and good, cause literally if you're buying a life supporting machine, you have a reason. You have to put in some logic. Yes, something might be luxurious, but then it's of a need. Maybe you don't want to buy that mattress that will give you backache and regret in 10 years to come, visiting the a doctor each and every time and spending money just because you bought a cheaper mattress which didn't give you comfort, cause you backache. Instead, you would have bought an expensive bed earlier. Yeah. So put in some little logic. If it's clothing, you don't really need a Gucci to be comfortable, unless otherwise. Then principle number two, most of them call it the 10 to 1 rule. It basically translates to that live off the minimum of your income. If you earn like $10, you should live off $1. It doesn't really mean that you live off $1. There are days that you have to spend $5, $7, $8, but you have to keep this money scarcity idea in your mind. Like over time, it can be removed away from your mind, but you have to put the scarcity idea in your mind that money is really scarce, so you shouldn't spend it unwisely. And the best way to do this is setting up a certain percentage of your income, maybe let's say 40%, and you say, okay, I'm earning this amount of money, let's say X. Then assume that you're earning 60% of X, and that's what you should use. The 40%, all of it, leave it and put it in your investments or savings, whatever. Then use this 60% and run down the numbers and do what we have discussed. Principle number 3, which will drive us to the third thing of basic needs, is that prioritize your basic needs over the wants. Yeah, know your basic needs and prioritize them over the wants. And the basic needs we have are 5. That's food, clothing, we have mortgage or housing, then transport, and then health. Yeah, those 5 basic needs, you have to pay attention to them. Yes, there are some ones which give you comfort. Maybe you're paying off yourself just to satisfy you. Like maybe you're paying yourself first. Maybe you want to visit a certain place, you want to tour around the world, to visit a certain country. That's understandable. And yes, it all goes down to what do you want as a person. Your personal decisions matter a lot in this scenario. Then finally, let's dive into how you can get away with the basic needs expenses. Like how can you minimize those expenses so you can get enough money to save off. Like you want to see this saving account growing and growing and growing, which will in turn give you the happiness you want. This channel is all about teaching you the financial skills to get that financial freedom so that you can spend your money without worrying about anything. So make sure you give a like to this video to support the channel. We shall start with housing. Like if you're still single and you don't have a family yet, I would recommend that you consider getting a roommate so that you can split this bill among yourselves, or consider going back home, like move in with your mom or father and then assume that you're still in that room, because the goal is to assume that you're still living alone. Once you assume that now you're at mom's place, you're no longer paying the rent, you're gone. You're wasting your time watching this video. Just assume that you are still in your place so that you get that money and save it direct to your account, and then cut off these rent expenses. Yeah, either with the friends, those are roommates, or going back to your mom. Then the second thing is transportation. Transportation, in this case, it is replacing education, because I assume you're not studying, or if you're studying, it's catered for by your parents, or you have a way how you're dealing with it. So I assume it is already catered for. Then transportation, if you are in urban places or semi-urban places which have the public transportation, I would say leave your car, like rent it out, lend it out, give it to people, they drive it and they'll give you the money. You use the public transportation, it will save you a lot. The amount of petrol or diesel you have to put in your car per kilometer is alarming. When you run down the numbers, you know deep down how much you're spending per month. And if you cut that, you will really see your savings account growing and growing and growing. Then number 2, I would say food. Yeah, everyone has to eat food, but how? You have to make sure that you don't spend a lot. For example, if you're traveling, make sure you move with a full stomach, because you buying food along the way is too expensive. That's why when we were growing up, working with our parents, and then you're like, "Mom, I'm hungry," he will always say, "Wait, food is at home," even if she knows that there is no food at home. Why? They were training us in our mind that spending money on food is expensive along the way than when you're cooking for yourself. Like your budget, you're running on your budget, you don't have to get off the budget unless the situation calls for it. And then number 4, I would say the health. You have to invest in your health. There's nothing like cutting this expense. Make sure you treat your body right. Without your body, you're nothing. If you eat unhealthy food, in 20 years to come, you will regret. Make sure you eat healthy. Also, do your insurance thing. Don't skip insurance, because it will save you a lot in the future. Just don't do it when you're in bad days. Make sure you start when you're still young, when you're still healthy, and this will help you a lot. Then the final thing here is clothing as the basic need. Clothing, how can you run away from it? I realize that most of us are subscribed to certain plugs that are good at selling clothes that we want. These prices are sometimes even hyped, or they say 40% discount, and those are the tricks they use to hook us and go and buy from them over and over and then. I would recommend you to unsubscribe from such plugs. Maybe it's an email or WhatsApp group, a WhatsApp number. make sure you unsubscribe from them, because these people are trained and they are good at what they are doing. They are paid to do that. That's why they are still doing money. They are not getting away from the market. Otherwise, they will be failing in the market. Keep your style simple and decent. Just don't spend too much on clothing. Make sure you spend a little on reasonable clothing that will run you days, months, and years. Saving money is just a part of wealth creation, like part of building your wealth. It's just a starting point. It won't make you a billionaire, but it's just a starting block of getting your money, like emergency funds, or to be used to pay off debts, and this will keep you safe and give you peace of mind. I invite you to watch the next video about business ideas you can start and earn passive money to build more of your wealth. Thank you and see you in the next video. Stay blessed.